Here we go.
She used to be an actress.
She ever do anything I saw?
I think her biggest deal was she started a pilot.
What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yes, but you're aware there's an invention called television, and then on that invention they show shows?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick the shows on TV is they make one show, and that show's called a pilot. And they show that one show to the people who pick the shows on the strength of that one show. They decide if they want to make more shows. Some get accepted and become TV programs, and some don't and become nothing. She started one of the ones that became nothing.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
Yeah!
Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves.
I like this shit.
Ah, yes. Good lord. You turned that up for the fucking song?
Well, yeah.
The mountain might get 'em, but the law never will.
Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends.
Do it in like a country bumpkin accent. It'll help.
Welcome, y'all.
Yeah, do that.
I feel like it's going to be like Australian when it comes out. It's going to be real fun.
It's fine. It's fine.
Good day.
Good day, country folk.
Welcome to Couch Pilots! It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. With me, as always, is my Uncle Jesse. It's Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening. Cuckoo ka-choo. Hey, buddy.
Hey, bro. Bros before hoes, right?
That's fine.
Waylon Jennings was on the fucking mic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is one of my picks for the Pilots Challenge.
All right, let's do it right now. What are we doing this season?
We're doing Dukes of HAZZARD. This whole season 22, we're picking 5 pilots apiece. Mm-hmm. 5 pilots apiece?
God damn it.
We're doing 5 pilots apiece, and whoever has the most downloads for each episode is the winner. And we're doing shows that did succeed. They did.
What do we normally do?
We do TV shows that did not, whether they aired. No.
What the fuck is happening? What the fuck are you doing?
We do pilot TV shows, and whether they aired or not is irrelevant. In this season, we're doing pilots that made it to series. Moscow Mule.
No, yeah, it's the that's what's bothering me is the Moscow Mules.
Well, that's why you're off. That's why you're off tonight.
Oh, I'm off.
Yeah, you're like on your 3rd Moscow Mule. You're off, and that's.
What'd you call it earlier? A moose?
Moscow Mule.
I'm drinking all these mooses.
Mises?
I don't-
Moose and Squirrel?
Ah.
Introduce the guest. We need some help here. You are. Oh God. Okay.
I'm hot on the mic. I'm a little hot. I'll turn it down. I'm a little hot.
You know what we're doing this season. You sound like someone just hit you in the face with a fucking can of root beer.
Root beer?
Beer to
No.
the root?
What happened before I got here? We famously record 2 episodes every other Monday night. All right?
Sure.
And we already had 1 episode, and I don't think you really drank before because your kid was here. And now you've had like 1 or 2 beers, but that's it. But something else must have happened. You are so fucked up right now.
I'm wasted.
What is going on? What happened before I got here?
Life sucks, and
Take it out on me and everyone who listens.
Introduce the guest, and then I'll tell you about what happened.
Welcome back to the show, Bryan. Jesus Christ.
Thanks, everybody.
That was
I don't like it when mom and dad fight.
a lot of fanfare, right?
A lot of people call us mom and dad, oddly enough. Okay, I know.
Who's the mom?
Let's ask Bryan, because I have an idea of who the mom and dad is in this situation. Who's the mom?
Well,
and
Blake's, of course, the mom, because he's a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
I'll accept it. and you're the dad. Why? Why are you the dad?
He's got a big old dick.
You know, I don't like to brag about it, but it is cumbersome.
Big Dick McGee.
Mm-hmm. It's like a long drive to like Chicago or St. Louis from here.
Oh, I
you
thought
get
you were
tired
talking-
afterwards.
I thought you were talking about Tiger Woods' long drive.
Sucks having to tuck it into your sock like that.
They call it a tube sock for a reason, folks.
Hey, Jason's dick's so long.
How
that
long is it?
he butt fucks his ass?
Not that funny or clever. I don't know.
What? It's
Funny.
so big that you put it in your own asshole.
No, I get it. It's not difficult to surmise what you're talking about. I just.
I digress.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So
What's your problem?
my problem is there's one thing and one thing only.
Okay.
Today,
Today.
Is our Independence Day.
Day.
we recorded this, like you said, and so we're a little early. So it's 2 days before Christmas, and I go to Hobby Lobby. My wife says we've been doing this tradition for a number of years. We take the children to Hobby Lobby to pick out ornaments, a new ornament every year, and she has to work. So she said, you need to take them to Hobby Lobby.
That's your
Okay.
first problem.
Well, they're 50% off. It's fine.
Here's the first problem.
So we also...
Blake has one job and his wife has two jobs. There's the problem right there.
Hey, that's how you roll.
No respect.
So you did a bunch of errands, right? Because you also went to Barnes and Nobles with the kids.
Yeah, I took the kids to Barnes & Noble because they have like $7,000 in Barnes & Noble's gift cards.
You said that last week too. Where are they getting all this money?
Oh, they're
They have
rich.
an online scam that they're
Yeah,
getting Barnes.
What they're
Noble
doing
gift
is
cards.
they're calling people and they're telling them to buy Barnes & Noble's gift cards.
Who specifically did they call?
Scott Elam, aka Biggie, and so I'm in the parking lot. And we go in and we buy our ornaments. It's 2 days before Christmas. There's not many ornaments left
Right.
for them to choose
Picked
from.
over.
They have a white airplane. I buy that, right, for me. That's
Oh,
cash
you sent a
policy.
picture of that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you'd end up purchasing that. Okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? And so
The bad thing is he took a picture of it next to his dick, so the plane looks really
the
small.
plane looks huge,
Yeah.
huge, like a big old jet
scale-
airliner.
The scale is way off. Unbelievable.
So Garrett plays football, so there's a football left. He picks it, and then Eli has nothing to choose from. And I'm like, hey, you like the moose? Here's a moose, Christmas moose. He picks that one, and so my wife's at work.
Internally, he's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, he is. They're like, fuck this shit. And so we had to pick out one for Molly because she's at work. We pick out a big, huge Santa head. The classic.
Classic Santa head.
Classic
No,
Santa
that's
head.
not what it is.
Classic decapped Santa.
He got like a vacuum cleaner or something. Something he's going to get in trouble for when she gets
Oh,
home.
I got a big old vacuum cleaner.
Look, I got you an iron ornament.
So
That's your wife.
yeah, my wife. So we get in the car, and okay, so god damn it, this is.
So mad he's taking his headphones
I
off.
wish we had like some way to like do a diagram
We don't.
so I don't have to articulate.
You will.
So I'm in a parking spot. The parking spot right in front of me has a car in it. The two parking spots to the right of me have nobody in them. Okay?
Just to paint an even clearer picture, now these are perpendicular spots, right? 90-degree angles. These aren't the 45-degree slanted slots.
No,
spots.
they're 90 degrees for sure.
They're the perpendicular. Yes, okay.
So
And this is right outside of Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
You just purchased these shitty ornaments for the stupid fucking tradition you have. You come out to the parking lot.
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm getting in the car and I see a big fat woman walking across the open space. And I see an old man in a Mustang waiting for her to walk by so he can pull into the spot.
All right.
Get in my car, start it, boop. I look back because I need to worry about pedestrians. I need to worry about cars.
Driving 101.
Yeah. And I'm going back and I'm looking back and then and I'm like, whoa. And I stop and I look over and the guy in the brand new Mustang has went from open spot number 1 and tried to pull into open spot number 2 as I'm pulling out. We bang, we bang, we bang.
Was it hot?
We move. And I'm just like, why would you fucking do that?
Yeah.
So I get out of the car and I say, old man, why did you do that? And he's like, you need to, why did you do that? You need to call the police. I was like, I will call the police with no problem because you are definitely the reason this happened. So I call the police, non-emergency. Don't call the emergency.
Yep.
Call the non-emergency.
Yep.
What happened before I got here?
Officer Thompson comes to the scene about 20 minutes later. Non-emergency.
What are you doing in this 20 minutes period?
I'm taking pictures.
But what's the other guy doing? Do you guys have any interaction? This has got to be a very awkward amount of time. Right?
No, we exchange information, insurance, address, name, phone number. We do that.
Dick pics.
You
guys exchanged dick pics?
Yeah,
after
his
a
was
car accident?
his pubes were very gray.
Oh, okay.
So
It's a distinguished dick.
we do that, and then we both started taking pictures. Which 10 years ago that wouldn't have happened. If you had a fender bender, you wouldn't be able to take pictures. We're like photographers at a Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah. You can have your insurance looking at them within 5 minutes.
Exactly.
That's good.
And so we're taking pictures, and I'm making sure to take the pictures of like where I'm at pulling out as opposed to where he's at coming in, because that's the tail that he pulled through. So the cop comes and he looks at it and he takes all of our information and he goes, "Can you guys separate without me calling a tow truck?" I was like, "Yeah, no, for sure." So
what would a tow truck do? Just rip the two vehicles apart if they were?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ!
So
Fucking Thunderdome.
I moved forward just like I was parking in a spot, and the guy's damage is like 25% to my 75%, and he's telling the cop about how he retired recently, and this is what he bought with his retirement.
I'm on a fixed income.
No,
with my new Mustang.
He bought this Mustang. And Jason, when I sent you the picture, you were like, "What you said?" The dice.
Tell a story. Because right now I'm looking at my cell phone, and you had sent a picture in a group text, and it's a picture of you. And honestly, I didn't know what to make of it because you weren't very clear.
I sent one picture, not the whole spread, but I sent one picture. You're like, "How does this happen? How does this happen?"
I couldn't tell if I didn't know the story. You're telling me you backed out. If you had just parked like this, you look like an idiot if this is you parked like this, but you weren't parking. You were back out. But I didn't know that looking at it. And then I see this Mustang. It was clearly over the line of the parking lot that he was, or the parking space he was pulling through. But then I do notice, because I'm really trying to find, like, Blake's in Pekin. He never leaves Pekin. There's no reason for him to leave Pekin. It's weird if he's out of Pekin. So, and I see, he's
meth capital of the world.
Yeah. What capital of the world?
Meth.
Yeah. So I see, he's by the Goodyear at Hiller Automotive. So I'm trying to find out where exactly you are. And I see the bank in the background. It's like, I have a pretty good idea where he is. And so I'm trying to figure this out. And then I zoom in on the picture, and what do I see dangling from the rearview mirror? But a set of black fuzzy dye.
Sure. And who does that? So the cop comes, and I'm expecting him to give this guy a ticket for pulling through 2 parking spots. He says, "This is a private property. We cannot give a ticket. In my opinion, it was 50-50, but we cannot give a ticket." I'm not trying not to be Blake, right? Like Clayton, and get all pissy. So I go, okay. So I get home, and my mom has been an insurance salesman for an ion.
Salesperson.
Yeah.
Salesperson.
Right.
Not saleswoman. Not salesman.
I didn't say a saleswoman.
You said salesman. She's not a man. I don't even know how your mom identifies, honestly, at this stage in her life. Salesperson.
So she says, call Hobby Lobby because they probably have a video of parking lot footage. It'll help you, in any way.
Good
so
idea.
I call them up, and they go, "We rent this space. We're not in charge of it. We rent the space. We don't have any footage." I was like, "No, fuck me, right?" And so she says, call your insurance company, Progressive, hashtag Progressive.
No, I hate Progressive.
Well, I have a story for that too, but
So whose fault is it here? Do we have an answer
it's
yet?
his fault because
No. What did the authorities say? Do we have an answer yet or not?
the cop says if I was able to give a ticket, I wouldn't because it was 50-50. Private property, no. I was already pulling out, and he came through 2 spots in his brand new fucking Mustang.
It is weird. That's a weird.
It is weird, but I have more pictures. I have more pictures that show where I'm at in regards to the spot and where he's at in regards to the spot.
It almost looks 50-50.
No.
It almost looks 50-50.
I've got pictures that show
What do you
that
think,
it's not
Brian?
50-50.
Brian,
I would say it's the other guy's fault just because I know Blake and I don't know the other guy.
Right.
see, I'm past that.
So look, so you see that picture. How far am I away from being in a parking spot, right? You see how far I am
Sure.
off? All right. And so then you see...
So you've already moved back X amount of space, and he moved in. Okay.
Right.
I think other pictures would help.
And so look at where that line is to where he's at in the parking spot. Right?
If you're already back that far in the space, I get it. I get
backed
it.
that shit up.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
fuck me.
Well, that ruined your Christmas for sure.
Oh, yeah. You know what? My Christmas was horrible because of that. So now I'm going to have to fight. But I have a trump card.
That's the worst part, though, having to fight with insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have a trump card. So I get in this quote-unquote fender bender, waiting for the cop to come. The cop shows up. A guy that I know just from bowling, is walking down the parking lot. He fist bumps the cop, right? Because and they say some kind of like fist bumpy thing.
Something about meth or something.
Yeah. And then he sees me, and he fist bumps me, and then he goes over to where you go into Hobby Lobby, but he's standing there for a long time. And I'm like, oh, is he watching this to like has my back, right?
He's waiting for the cop to grab you and throw you over the hood. And he's
Right.
gonna
Well,
come
he
charge
obviously
you
knows
down.
the cop, and he obviously knows me. So then a beautiful woman shows up who is not his wife,
No.
and I go,
The guy that you know?
yeah, and I go, oh shit, this is not good because now I have a fender bender, and I've seen a guy that I know with a woman that's not his wife.
That's good for you, though. Can't you blackmail this man into helping you?
So after it's all over, I Facebook message him and say, hey, that was some bullshit, right? That guy doesn't know how to fucking drive.
You didn't say, "Hey, how would you like to be?"
No.
blackmailed? Okay.
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah. Debatable.
And so the guy says, yeah, I was watching it. My wife at the time, right now, and my ex-wife, we were all meeting at Hobby Lobby to buy my daughter a present. And my ex-wife saw everything.
So you have a witness. Okay.
Yes.
So now it's time to blackmail him, right?
Well, I don't need to blackmail him. I think his ex-wife...
Nah, I don't know, man. I think you need to blackmail him. Brian, what
Just
do you
for
think?
the fun of it.
Yeah, just for the hell of it. Just perhaps
for the fun of it.
Just
And
for the yell you get.
if he won't give in, eventually you just like, look, I'll settle for a picture of that hot woman's titties.
Yeah,
And then
tatas.
you move on.
Yeah, do that.
Speaking of hot tatas, recently in the mail, we got a Christmas card. Okay?
Oh.
We received one.
Yeah, and it says Happy Christmas. And the front of it is very odd. It's an old guy, and his wife and him are both holding each other's legs.
It looks like a 1970s
Sure.
Polaroid
Well,
picture.
He's not holding her legs at all. She's just holding his.
Oh, okay.
He's holding her hand. I don't know. I bet when they took this picture, they thought it was so funny.
Yeah, for sure.
They're like, Meredith, let's do the thing where you hold my leg up.
Blake has early onset limb confusion. So
Yeah.
I have a lot of limp confusion. I'm not confused by limp. It's always limp. So I open it up. I don't look at the envelope.
I
Because,
said limb.
I think so.
Why would I say limb?
You don't.
limp.
You
She's
don't.
limp.
You don't.
She's limp.
You don't want a case of Limp Biscuit. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you don't want that. Gross. Okay, so
Behind blue eyes. That was good. Fuck you guys, that was good. So I don't look at the envelope. I just open it up. It's a Christmas card coming from somebody. And I open it up. It says, "Dear Blake and Jason, wishing you and yours a very best for Christmas and New Year." And I couldn't read the signature. And it says, "P.S. I love you." And I was like, oh, it's one of her female. Right? Awesome! It's one of our female listeners. Then I look over on the opposite side.
Right.
And it says, "The 12 days of Couch Pilots.
Ooh, mercy.
To be personalized to the time of the 12... so be personalized to the tune of the 12 Days of Christmas."
Should I get that music going or not?
The 12 Days of Christmas?
Yeah,
Sure,
okay.
I'll do it. So we have mail. Mm-hmm. I didn't look at the return address. Mm-hmm. We get this very weird Christmas card picture with a guy whose wife is holding his leg. He's not holding her leg because Bryan said so. And I open up and I look at the back of it and I'm like, I don't understand. I can't read the writing on the back of the internet, right? It says printed in England, blank inside. On the first day of Couch Pilots, Jason gave to me meat box on TV. 2 baggage boys, 3 back burps, 4 golden cones, 5 Mountain Dews, 6 DD's wrapping, 7...
I think you count down from 12 to 1.
Oh, all right, let's start over.
All right, hold on. Let's start over. And then let's hurry the fuck up.
All right.
Because we're not, Brian's on. We're just ignoring him. We gotta talk to Brian.
Fine.
On the first day of Couch Pilots, Jason gave to me
You still did it wrong.
meat. No,
It's fine.
no,
12th day.
It's written.
12th day. No, go start from 12. Go
Okay.
to 1.
On the 12th
Ready?
day of Christmas, pecan pretzels. On the 11th day of Christmas, somebody gave to me Jason screaming, 10 Blake's a bowling, 9 Hoover's talking, 8 Matt's a nerding, 7 kayfabe's sleeking, 6 DD's rapping, 5 Mountain Dews, 4 golden cones, 3 back burps, 2 baggage boys, and a meat box per my TV.
Yes. All right. I love that. That was great.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. I'm sorry it's late.
That was from Chris.
Yeah, Chris Tuckley, the man, the myth, the legend.
It really is. Like, who knows the show more intricately than him?
Sure.
And to have that's incredible. I love that.
No, it's right.
We should. You and I should like record singing that and put it out there.
I was thinking about that, but
We really should.
But we've gone over time tonight.
Well, let's talk to Brian for a second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Brian's here?
Like I've heard enough of your fucking shit this episode. All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Two are on quite a bender this week.
Well, something happened before I got here where he's out of his mind.
I had an
Some
accident.
fucker hit my truck.
I had an accident, and then my son was an asshole.
Well, and then also you couldn't even belt out what we're doing this season. You know, you're like fumbling over your words like a goddamn Chicago Bears football player.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Brian, the challenge, Midnight Drive-In. There is a new. You're doing another one right now, another podcast or not?
No.
Oh, I thought there was a different one.
Way to
doing
go.
this one.
Way to go, buddy.
We added somebody else wanted to do a Vanderpump Rules podcast. We said, sure, why not?
Are you gonna do that?
I'm not doing it. They're doing it themselves.
Who is
We're
there?
I think one girl's name is Alicia.
Ooh, I
the
like
other girl's
that.
name is Meredith.
Ooh, 2 girls?
Yeah.
1 cup?
Who's Meredith?
Yeah. I have no idea. We don't personally know these girls. They reached out to us.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because we've been saying, since we have our sweet Spreaker deal, Anybody wants to do a podcast, let us know.
Let's talk about that sweeper deal.
Are these people local people?
No.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about... You want to talk about the sweeper deal?
No, I don't.
Sweeper deal?
What's it called?
It's Speaker.
Spreaker.
Spreaker?
Yeah. Well, Challenges is so famous that they asked us to be part of their Prime, Spreaker Prime.
You have to plug in a few commercials, right?
Yeah, you have to put a mid-break commercial because we were already doing one at the beginning, one at the end.
And Challenge is a show that you do with Tim and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly...
His wife!
God.
Yeah, we talk about the challenge from MTV. Used to be Real World versus Road Rules.
Yeah. Is Tim's wife on it anymore?
She sits in every once in a while
Sparingly?
when she's got time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Blake? You ever want to go on the challenge again?
No, they won't invite us back.
Want to invite? I don't.
We had a great episode, and they don't want us to come back.
They haven't invited me either.
To be fair, Tim always texts me and is like, "Hey, should we do this episode of is tattoo too far or whatever, where people pick other tattoos for other people?" And apparently, challenge people have been on it. You want to do that with Jake and Blazin? And I'm always just like, sure. And then he never gets back to me about it. So I assume he never brings it up to either you guys.
He's never contacted me.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Now what are you gonna do? I don't know.
Let's call him up.
You know, go ahead and call him. Call Tim and ask him why he hasn't invited us on the tattoo show so we can talk about fucking body ink. Do you have any tattoos, Bryan?
I have one, sort of. Mm-hmm. I got one on my finger.
Right now? That's just a piece of wire, it looks like.
Well, no, not that.
Okay.
What's the guy's name I'm calling?
It's
Tim.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I got a tattoo down in New Orleans, and then it kind of scabbed over, and then just came off. You can sort of faintly see it.
I can. What is that? A 6?
It is a apostrophe.
And what's the meaning
a semicolon.
Hey, what's the meaning of all this, Bryan?
It's suicide prevention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that that's a common symbol for suicide prevention?
Yeah.
Is a comma?
Semicolon. Because the thought is the author chose not to end the sentence and continue to keep going.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him in the ass.
You know what amazes me is that you still have no idea where the speaker is.
No, the speaker is right here.
I don't think that's true.
All right.
I could barely hear what was happening on the phone there.
We weren't paying attention. You were talking to Bryan about suicide prevention, which I'm close.
Yeah.
I'm very close.
The subject very close to your heart.
Yeah, I'm
Especially
very
after that
close
wreck.
to suicide.
Why are you wearing the headphones like that? The headphones are above your ears. You look like fucking Hellboy trying to grow a couple horns out of your head. Why were they like that?
Huh? My ears hurt after a while. What does that matter?
Oh, my ears hurt. Help me, Daddy. My ears hurt. Get the fuck out of here.
See, like I said, a little whiny bitch.
2 weeks in a row, I have people on my side here. This is great.
Yeah.
You really dug yourself in a hole. Last week, you're talking to Christy about your red hot, delicious fucking penis.
No, I didn't say anything about my penis. I was talking about Big E's big old fucking hedgehog.
His big C.
Yeah. And you know what?
Yeah.
There was a couple times he looked at me like, you should stop. And I was like,
Nah.
yeah. Why would I do that?
See this line here? You just keep going across it.
And who... Is that not Blake? Is that not
No,
Blake?
it's totally Blake.
Yeah.
Boy, the Biggie's got that big dick energy.
I wish Amanda was here.
We have. What do you do? We have Bryan here.
Well, but she's better at podcasts.
What is going on with you? You're being overly sexual with our good friend Scott's wife last week. This week we have a perfectly wonderful guest, a legend in the Peoria area podcasting, and here you're saying, I wish his wife was here. Oh, that'd be great.
Can we call her? Can we call her right now?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Jason, you like to call people. I don't have her number.
I'm gonna call her, and you can talk. This is your idea. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you tonight.
Is she awake still?
It should be.
Do I have her
What time
number?
is it?
I do have her number.
I don't think we do have her number.
All right, just relax. Can you pass that over to him? Thank you.
Where's the speaker?
Not that end, the other end. There. And do it in front of the mic. What the I don't tell you what to do technically. You tell me what to do. She's not going to answer. I'm sure my number's not in her phone.
Hello?
Oh, yes, my girl, Amanda, answering the phone.
I wanted to leave you in suspense.
Amanda?
I possibly might not answer the phone.
Amanda?
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Not that funny.
She says after laughing.
Right. Amanda, we're here with your husband, Bryan, who is a gorgeous human being. And
Indeed.
we're getting ready to talk about one of the best shows on television, Dukes of HAZZARD. And Jason was like, hey, you fucking. And I was like, let's call Amanda because she's better than Bryan on the mic.
Don't touch Bryan. Don't touch him like you're kidding.
You invited
You're being
him
awful.
to be on the podcast, but then you called me.
Because I said, Jason, let's have Amanda on. He's like, no, let's give Bryan a try. And
I did not say that.
when I saw things were going bad, I was like, let's call Amanda.
Well, right choice.
She's not wrong.
No. I love you very much. You know you're my podcast girlfriend.
Hey, you know it.
And things have gone really well between us.
What does that mean?
Podcast wise.
Right.
We're getting ready to do Dukes of HAZZARD. Can you give me one positive about your husband and one of the reasons why you love him the most?
What is this? Why does this have anything to do with Dukes of HAZZARD?
This is all Blake.
What are you talking about?
I have nothing to do with this.
Can you just give us?
She obviously doesn't want to do it because there is no positive.
She's trying to think. She's like,
God.
what do you love? What do you love?
What do I love the most about Bryan?
Sweet ass.
The big dick.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
You didn't tell her to lie.
Oh, I accidentally hung up on her.
So, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you think?
I don't know how to work an iPhone. How do you call her?
Hang up on me.
I moved the wrong button.
It's Bush the Bushin. Leave her be.
What? Am I answering this question? Oh, I love Bryan because Bryan always tries to make me smile.
That's a fucking lie.
It's a good guy.
No, it's a true story.
So not his penis, which would have been the right answer.
Because you're ridiculous.
You didn't tell her to
That's not
lie.
what you say on
Blake.
a radio program.
Do you feel like all this penis talk is endearing you to anybody?
I haven't not had sex in a long time.
So what? Why are you taking that out on us?
Right? I feel like I'm being used and abused here.
I agree.
Yeah. Blake, stop taking it out.
Amanda, I love you very much.
I love you too, Blake.
And if it wasn't already Christmas past, I would say Merry Christmas to you.
Say it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Say it anyway.
Well, I would do the same. Merry Christmas in the past.
All right.
Belated Merry Christmas to you, sir.
The guys are saying move along, so it was a pleasure talking to you.
Yep.
I love you.
Talk to you later.
She didn't say I love you back, which is
That's a classic Blakeism where he recognizes when someone doesn't return the love he thinks he is entitled to. He's not entitled to it. You don't get to pressure a woman to say I love you to you. You don't get that.
it worked for many
I was
years.
going to say, what else is he going to do with his life then?
Bryan, what's the future of podcasting?
Apparently, calling and harassing women live on the air. That's about it.
I agree with you. I think it is that. I don't like it, but I'll be a part of it.
Sure.
I'll be a party to
You'll
it.
hand your phone off. That's fine.
How much longer do you see yourself doing the challenge?
Until
Challenged.
we get bored of it, I guess.
Okay.
You're not already?
No, we get breaks, which is nice.
That's good. It's true. We don't get breaks
We
here.
don't get breaks. No, we do not. Well, here's the thing. They do it every week as a new
We
show
do.
comes out. Do is pretty good. But we do every other week, right? And we do two at a time.
On a dime.
Seriously, what happened?
Shit's going wrong.
No, but you only had like 2 or 3 beers, right?
Yeah.
No, what was okay? So
two
what
or
else?
3 dozen.
What else happened? What are you pointing at? Are you pointing at the floor?
I can't see that.
There's like 8 beers in there.
Oh, so you're on 6. How did you do that just in the last episode? You drink that many? Yeah. Holy shit.
I hate my life.
So you're well on your way to like 12 beers between 2 episodes.
For sure.
This accounts for the behavior. You're doing sneaky beers.
Sneaky beer?
Sneaky beer.
I love that. You know what? If we...
We're not naming the episodes.
God,
The name of the episodes will only be the name of the pilot. So the sneaky beers, you can use that if you want, Brian.
Sneaky beers coming this fall to Fox.
Okay, so that's the future of podcasting. What would the show Sneaky Beers be about?
It'd be a video podcast
Yep.
of you trying to see if you could sneak beers into local businesses without getting caught.
I did do that. I saw the new Star Wars film to cinema, and I took this fake. I was telling Blake before we started, I made some Moscow Mules.
Sure.
It's vodka, ginger beer, and lime. And I took this fake sunscreen lotion bottle. I filled it with vodka so I can make it. I used to date an alcoholic, and she bought this for me. And so I took this to Star Wars recently. I was drinking Fireball the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you guys see the new Star Wars?
Well, I'm wondering if someone went out. Excuse me, sir. Someone's drinking suntan lotion. I think he may have a mental problem.
I was escorted out in the third act. Yeah.
I did not see the movie yet.
I saw it. I fucking hated it.
Oh, you hated it.
Yeah.
Worse than the Last Jedi.
I love The Last Jedi.
People. That's episode 8, right? The Last
Yeah.
Jedi. People don't seem to care for that one.
No, I think they're all idiots.
And I've heard people say that the newest one, which is what is it called, The Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker.
That the Rise of Skywalker is worse than any of the prequels.
I will almost agree with that.
Wow.
Agree.
Wow.
Can you give us like a 30-second wrap up of why
There's
that
a bunch of filmmaking stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Like
if you
what?
watch The Last Jedi, they destroy Luke's old lightsaber. In this movie, it's back together. No problem. No explanation why.
How'd they destroy it?
Kylo Ren and Rey were both using the force pull on it, and it like busted it in half.
Is that
It
one in the
exploded.
room where they killed Snoke?
Yes.
Okay.
Achoo.
Oh, and also with you. Thank you.
A character is supposedly killed on screen, and then rather than building suspense of not knowing if they were actually killed or not.
Can I say who it was?
Sure, I don't
Chewbacca, what a Wookiee?
care. Yeah.
What the...
Yeah. You think he died.
Oh, shit, he hasn't seen it. We
I
can't.
don't really care about
No.
Star Wars, so...
You don't. I mean, they blow up a ship that supposedly he's on,
Yeah.
and then they have a character like 2 minutes later say, "Well, there was 2 ships.
Oh, of
One of them
course.
had the Wookiee."
You're right.
And then
That is
2 minutes
sloppy.
later, they do the reveal of the door going up and him walking, being captured.
There's
walking
always
to the
2
Death Star.
shits, right?
I don't give 2 ships about that movie. You're right though.
So
there was no like
sloppy.
There was no second ship shown. You're right. You're
No.
totally right about that.
I can't believe you said that without screwing it up. 2 ships shown.
Fucking drink your beer. Yeah, so there's just a whole bunch of story shit that I hated.
6 in the graveyard, and he's going for number 7. Miller Lite, you're sending someone's kid to college. I tell you what. Yeah, you know what? People say, "Hey, what did you think about the movie?" I was like, "It's fine. That's fine." That's how I felt. I wasn't wowed.
Yeah.
I didn't walk away thinking, "Oh my god, what incredible revelations!" I was like, whatever.
Yeah, that's obviously how I.
Let me ask you this. So you're a Star Wars guy,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
There's a theory for a long time that says, "Hey, Jar Jar Binks is like the Grand Sith Lord."
He's the Grand Poobah, right?
Yeah.
Do you like that theory?
I don't know if he's a Sith Lord, but he did cause the problems because he made the Senate give the Emperor.
And that was in the second movie, right?
Yes.
His role was dramatically reduced because of the amount of
Yes.
hate received after the first film. But do you like the idea that fan theory that he's like in charge of everything? Do you like that or not?
That'd be great.
That
If,
would be great, wouldn't it?
The Emperor's like actually is commanded by Jar Jar.
Yeah, so wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'd
God.
watch that.
I'd
Be
watch
better
it
than the
too.
last movie.
I'd watch it too. I gotta apologize for Blake. I don't know what's.
He had to poop.
He like completely left. All right, let's fucking move along with this shit. Jesus Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
All right, so I think Blake was trying to explain at the top of the show is usually we talk about TV shows that have only one episode. And it's such a narrow niche market that we've backed ourselves into like maybe 5 listeners. But this season we're doing something different where in our 10-episode seasons we're saying, Blake gets to choose 5 pilots. I get to choose 5 pilots of successful TV shows that we happen to love. I have done, let's see, I did Saturday Night Live, and then he did Rugrats, and then last week we did the late night with David Letterman, and this week we're doing the Dukes of Hazzard from the year of our Lord 1900 at 79. No, is it 79 or 70? Yeah, 79. Great year.
Great year. It's the year I was born.
Yeah, great year.
Yeah.
Brian was born.
Yeah. I tell you right now, I was -2 at the time.
You were -2?
Yep.
I was 4 years old. I 4 years old.
Just a baby.
I was a baby.
Was that a cat meowing? When you were a baby, were you a little pussy?
I've been a pussy all my life.
Did you ever hear the rapper? He goes by the name of Juice WRLD. You hear that guy?
No.
I was at a Jersey Mike's submarine style sandwiches the other guy. Did you ever have that?
No.
I love Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
I ate there quite a bit. And I went in there, and there's a new kid behind the counter making sandwiches.
Was he on the block?
Was he a new kid on the block? Is that what you're asking me?
I hope he was Donnie.
He was the troublemaker.
Yeah. He was the hot one.
He was the hot troublemaker. So this kid's making a sandwich for me, and he's got a big tattoo. It says like I'm a fucking retard or something. I can't remember what it says. And I said, "What's this tattoo on your arm?" It's an interesting phrase. It has probably meaning behind it. He's like, "I got it because of my favorite rapper. He just died this morning."
Whoa.
And I was like, "What?"
Jesus.
I was like, "Yes, his name is Juice WRLD." And I was like, "That's a retarded name." But I won't say that to you, of course. He's like, he says, "I used to love opiates. And I still love them, but I don't do them anymore. And this guy helped me through it, so I got a tattoo, and he died hours ago." And I was like, oh, my God. So I look it up, and sure enough, there's a fella that goes by the name of Juice WRLD, a young African-American fella who he had like a seizure in an airport or something and died.
Jesus.
Have you
Oh,
guys-
yeah. No. It
heard
was,
about him.
it was Chicago airport.
It was,
He had
yeah.
a seizure. And I know that guy. I don't know him, but I've heard the story.
Okay. I thought you had more to add than just saying that you recognized the story. Okay. But yes,
His real name's Anthony. We went to school
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
He was hard into drugs.
we
back
have the
in
same
day.
last 4 digits of our social security number.
1862.
Oh, wow. You're going to want to mark that. Someone's going to get on your cable account and charge a bunch of shit.
It's all right. It's everybody else's account.
Good Lord. Wow.
He steals it from the neighbors. That's
Brian,
right.
while we're at it, do you want to give the last 4 digits of your social security
Yeah.
number?
7259.
Okay, wow. It
Nice. You know what? Hardcore, right? High five that shit.
Yeah.
Both accurate.
Go ahead, Jason. It's your turn.
I just thought that was I'm not going to get mine, but I thought that was
Pussy.
It's like that guy who has like
Juice WRLD.
the guy who starts you ever hear the thing LifeLock? Right? LifeLock is okay. So the guy who had started LifeLock says, "I believe in our product so much that I will put my social security number on a truck." And then he got hacked.
Yeah.
I thought that's
Got his identity stolen multiple times.
so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so I got a sandwich and then I ate it and that guy died. That's the story.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
He got caught with there was on
did
his
he have something?
On his person there was a bunch of drugs and firearms.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There was now the drugs, were they like your cocaine and heroin, or were they like prescription
The
pills?
article just said drugs, Jason.
Okay, well, I think we have an epidemic in this country,
Sure,
right?
opiates are
yes.
a big problem.
Over-the-counter prescription opiates that people are abusing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, 1979. I wasn't around back then. Blake, you're old as fuck. You were there.
Yeah, I
He was on set. He was doing the clapboard. And
Yeah, and he sounded like a baby cat for some reason. Now that sounds like a baby that is being drowned, actually. Anyway, I know this is the challenge has borrowed this, which we appreciate, but we have to go back to 1979.
in
our minds.
Thank you.
And to do so, we'll talk about things that happened that year. January 21st of 1979, the Pittsburgh Steelers stake claim as the NFL team of the 1970s by defeating the Dallas Cowboys 35-31 at Miami's Orange Bowl in Super Bowl 13.
Way to go, Steelers.
I don't watch sports. So
I don't really either. I know Blake does, and Did you have a team growing up? Was it always the Bears?
It's always been the Bears.
Okay. I know people that have grown up locally says I love the Cowboys.
Why?
They're American. I don't know. So I love the Green Bay Packers.
Ugh.
I love the Steelers.
Oh.
God damn, man. You got to get under control over there. The Patriots. I love the Patriots.
Why would you? Cheating bastards. They're cheaters.
If you live in Illinois, if you grew up here, you like the Bears. If you don't, you're some kind of fucking turncoat, if you ask me. And I'm not a sports guy. I don't appreciate sports at all, but I understand what loyalty is, folks.
Sure.
Right?
Blake was like 35 when he went and saw them do the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah.
No, I remember buying the Super Bowl Shuffle 45 record.
The Super Bowl Shuffle?
Yeah.
I have the 45 still.
Bring on Atlanta. Bring on Dallas. This is for Mike and Papa Barrel House.
Do you know my theory on the Super Bowl Shuffle?
Did you speed it up so it sounded like chipmunks sometimes?
Oh, yeah. Sing it like you're a drowning cat.
Hold on. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Karen.
Do you remember the Super Bowl Shuffle?
I do remember the Super Bowl shuffle.
Brian liked that one. You skipped over it. Brian liked that
What
one.
did you say, Karen?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's an internet thing.
Get on the internet, asshole.
I'll have to get on the internet. All right, very good, everyone. January 26th, the Dukes of HAZZARD debuts on CBS.
Dun, dun, dun.
I look on sites to say what happened that year. What are some of the flagship things? And the pilot that we're talking about was on that site.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Some good old boys.
There must be something to this pilot you picked. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you like to shit on what I've picked, but I am extending an olive leaf. Is it an olive leaf?
It's an Olive Garden.
I am extending endless breadsticks to you and saying you have done something correct. Thankfully, finally.
Thanks. For the first time in my life.
It's about time.
Did you grow up watching the Dukes of HAZZARD at all?
I did. I
Yeah,
loved
did
it.
you?
damn right. That's
Yeah.
why I invited him.
I will say this to you both right now. This is the first episode of Dukes of HAZZARD I have ever seen in my life.
Really?
Are you fucking kidding?
I don't. Do you know me to joke about the Dukes of HAZZARD?
Nobody jokes about the Dukes of Hazzard. But you've watched Late Night with David Letterman. You've watched Saturday Night Live. You've watched The Simpsons, but you've never seen a Dukes of HAZZARD episode?
These are all shows, the ones that you mentioned, that are still going or just ended within the past 2 years versus
Which
a
is
show that ended in
Dukes of
1985.
Hazzard.
So, yes. Can you imagine Tom Whoop-Ass being 74 years old, still driving around the General? Taking care of the corpse of Uncle Jesse?
Did you at least watch the movie with Johnny Knoxville and Stifler?
I did see that, mainly because I'm not a big boobs and blonde guy, but
Really?
I'm really not. But Jessica
Actually,
Simpson,
I've never seen you date a blonde girl before.
There is-
So, well, no,
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I think but Jessica Simpson in her prime is like undeniably piping hot,
Sure.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did see that film partly because of that, but I also like Sean William Scott. It's Johnny Knoxville is the other guy. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. What did you think?
Yeah, it's fine.
Never
It's
saw
funny
it.
for what it was.
I never saw it.
Do you enjoy the Dukes of HAZZARD, Brian? You said you used to watch it. You're familiar
Yeah,
with it.
I used to love Dukes of HAZZARD. I honestly haven't really watched it since I
Good
got
day.
older. But
But you knew when we brought up Dukes of HAZZARD, we contacted you. You're like,
yeah, I was like, "Fuck yeah, Dukes of
fuck
HAZZARD."
yeah.
let's do
He
it.
said, fuck yeah.
Honestly, I'm grateful that because we gave you the options of when to be here and what to watch, and I'm glad you picked this one because last week we had a lady on who has to be in bed by 6:15 p.m.
Yeah.
and the early show that we do is the only one that she'll be a part of. So you actually really helped us out by picking this one.
Muchos gracias.
Yes, muchos gracias, everyone. January 29th, Cleveland Elementary School shooting in San Diego. Brenda Ann Spencer opens fire at a school in San Diego, California, killing 2 faculty members and wounding 8 students and a police officer. Her justification for the action: I don't like Mondays. Inspires the Boomtown Rats
Garfield.
band to make a song of the same name.
It's very Garfield-esque, right?
What's that?
I don't like Mondays.
What's that guy? You remember that cartoon we had Lucas on for? It was the guy who talks like this, the doorman. Remember he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
I can't remember. Carlton, your doorman.
Yeah.
That guy's voice. I can't remember his name, but he was the voice of Garfield.
Right.
Anyway,
It's good to see things don't change.
yeah. 1979, a school shooting.
That was like a
That's-
school. Yeah, that was before it became like an everyday occurrence.
I have a lot of information about that shooting. We don't have to get into it, but the girl who committed the crime had a very.
It was a girl?
Well, you know many guys named Brenda Ann.
No, but that's odd because nowadays, very rarely is a girl.
It's all incels that commit this, right?
Yeah.
You know, have you ever heard of that phrase before? Incel. We haven't talked about this. other
Incels
time.
are fucking nuts.
Have you heard of the phrase?
No.
Brian, you want to educate him?
Stands for involuntarily celibate. So apparently they get mad because women won't sleep with them and will only date popular people. So
I
they
should
get
shoot the
pissed.
fucking world up. That's what.
The man who famously has slept with over 100
It's
women.
not enough, Jason. It's not enough.
You're pussy greedy? Good lord. I can't fuck enough.
Well, the problem is it goes on hiatuses.
Well, you are married, Blake.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Whatever.
I don't know how you and Molly define your relationship, but I strongly suspect
She
she
hates
doesn't
it.
want you fucking
She
fuck
hates
people.
it. That's how she defines it. She hates it.
Oh, my God. Brian, do you know why we chose to watch The Dukes of HAZZARD?
Because it's fucking awesome.
Okay, there's 3 reasons. So there's
Okay.
one.
Because Daisy Duke is really hot.
That's two.
Awesome. She's not. Okay.
And, I mean, John Schneider's just dreamy to look at.
Nailed
You
it.
know what? He nailed it.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
give it to him.
Very good.
For sure.
So you're probably asking yourself, where can I watch the pilot episode of The Dukes of HAZZARD? You can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or download the app for Daily Motion. And Brian,
Check out all the commotion.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
you like craft beer, Brian?
Yeah.
What's your favorite craft beer?
See, I was a big fan of Fat Tire.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they're a little bigger now, but they started out a little crafty.
What do you like? A stout? Do you like porters, IPAs, pilsners? You like an ale?
Pale ale.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pale ales are good.
IPA? Appa? IPA?
IPAs are okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're a little hoppy for me. But
Yeah.
I love a hop.
I'm a hop man.
I'm a hoppy guy. for
High five
sure.
that shit.
hop
Yeah, get
until
in there.
until you won't stop.
A Dead Man's Double from Iron Spike Brewery is the best.
You remember when Dustin had a sponsorship from them and he like knew the brewmaster?
Yeah, and he fucked that up.
don't think
The
he fucked-
brewmaster was named Blake, by the way.
And I think Blake left. I don't think Dustin fucked anything up. I think that guy left and then he stopped doing the show that they sponsored.
Okay.
When's the last time you were over to Iron Spike? Brian happens to be drinking out of the Iron Spike cup tonight.
This is 3 months ago.
Did you get some Dead Man?
They only had it in bombers, and they wouldn't like the draft was gone, and she's like, I don't have any on draft, and she goes, if I open a bomber, you have to drink it all here. And I looked at my wife, and she said, no.
You couldn't buy the bomber and take it home?
No, you could buy the bomber and take it home, but I wanted to drink some Dead Man's Double right now, and she said, we have it on bomber, but you have to you can't take it home. You have to drink it. So I looked at my wife. She said, no. And I said, bitch, yes. And so I drank a bomber, and then I took a bomber home.
I see.
And then you slept on the couch that night.
Yeah, you can't call the stewardess a bitch, man.
What?
You can't call her a bitch.
Okay.
That's how you get back into your own bed.
Trying to be in my own bed.
Summary of the
I
pilot.
miss my own bed.
I've got
Jesus, I
two.
miss it so much.
I've got two summaries here. I got one for the series altogether, and I got one for a pilot.
Just do the pilot.
Okay, I'll just do the pilot. In the series pilot episode, Cousins Bo and Luke Duke intercept Hazzard County Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane's illegal shipment of slot machines, then use the proceeds to donate to the Hazzard County Orphanage in Roscoe's name to ensure his win in an upcoming election against a corrupt opponent.
A plus. A plus across the board. That's a perfect scenario of the show.
You,
is.
you don't think it's too long?
No.
Okay. I accept your judgment.
Me and Brian have never thought anything was too long.
It's just all dicks with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just all dicks with you.
Dick potato chip.
Interesting facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts. Jason has scoured the internet for facts about this pilot you may have not known. Please don't taint everyone else's experience.
Taint.
Thank you, Bryan. He listens to the show.
He doesn't. He does not.
Just listen, absorb, don't comment.
You don't know what hard times are, Dad.
I know what hard times are, Jason. Jesus Christ.
Now, last
How
week,
much does that thing cost you? Do you need money for that?
this little stand,
Yeah.
it's an aluminum stand I got from Five Below over by the Barnes and Nobles,
Sure.
and it was $5.55.
All right, I'll give you $6.
And I wanted to get a second stand, but I got the last one, and they will not restock it. I don't think it's coming back.
So you want $6 for that? I'll write you a check tonight.
Plus gas money, plus my time. It's going to round out to about $35.
All right, that's fine.
Interesting facts. Now, last week I read a lot of interesting facts about Late Night with David Letterman, and you damn near fell asleep. What do you want me to do with this?
Just do you.
I see. I don't think that's what you really want.
Hit the high points.
Dukes of Hazzard is an American action comedy television series that was aired on CBS from January 26, 1979 to February 8, 1985. The show aired for a total of 147 episodes spanning 7 seasons.
That's great.
Fact. The series was developed from the 1975 film Moonrunners, created by Guy Waldron in collaboration with ex-moonshiner Jerry Rushing. This movie shares many identical and very similar names and concepts with the subsequent TV series. Although itself essentially a comedy, this original movie was much cruder and edgier than the family-friendly TV series that would evolve from it. Fact. In 1977, Waldron was approached by Warner Brothers with the idea of developing Moonrunners into a television series. Waldron reworked various elements from Moonrunners, and from it was devised what would become the Dukes of Hazzard. Production began in October of 1978 with the original intention of only 9 episodes being produced as mid-season filler. The first 5 episodes were filmed in Covington and Conyers, Georgia, and surrounding areas, including some location work in nearby Atlanta. After completing production on the 5th episode, High Octane, the cast and crew broke for Christmas break, expecting to return in several weeks' time to complete the ordered run of episodes. In the meantime, executives at Warner Brothers were impressed by the rough preview cuts of the completed episodes and saw potential in developing the show into a full-running series. Part of this plan was to move production from Georgia to Warner Brothers lot in Burbank, California, primarily to simplify production as well as develop a larger workshop to service the large number of automobiles needed for the series. Fact.
That's great.
It was largely filmed in Hidden Valley in Thousand Oaks, California, with scenes also shot in nearby Lake Sherwood and also at Paramount Ranch in nearby Agora Hills. Fact. The theme song, Good Old Boys, was written and performed by Waylon Jennings. He was also the balladeer as credited and served as narrator of the show. In 1980, the song reached number 1 on the American Country Chart and peaked at number 21 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Fact.
Here's a big one I'm going to skip there. Release date, January...
You skipping a big one?
There's a huge fact I'm going to skip.
Okay.
I don't think you want to hear all that. Release date, January 26, 1979. In the series debut, first seen Friday, January 26, 1979, when Bo, Luke, Cooter, and others are planning to hijack the truck of slot machines and drive off in their cars. Notice...
Do you need a Heimlich?
We're good. Go ahead.
You're leaking a lot. Look at your right arm. Look at your right arm. It's covered in your own sick.
Move along.
Let's pause for a second. There's going to be a day when the coughing and the hacking is your last.
Sure. I can't wait for it.
Honestly,
I want to die so.
it's
I want to die so bad.
I believe you. I'm with you. What do we do? What do we do when that day comes? What do you want? What do you want to be done with your body?
I want to be cremated. But I want there to be like a party.
Can I have some of your ashes?
No, yeah. No,
I want to mix it in with my mini spooners, which is a knockoff of Frosted Mini Wheats.
Oh, okay.
There's 4 people that can get my ashes.
Okay.
My wife.
Right. Your current wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt Phillips.
Matt has got some weird, like Matt can't talk about. There's some things that Matt can't talk about. I think he would be wildly off-put to receive some of your burnt corpse.
He's getting it.
Okay.
You're going to
Especially
get
if he
some.
doesn't know. It just
You're
shows
going
up
to
in
get
his
some.
house.
You're going to get some. And then Shakira.
Shakira. Are you lying?
No.
Those hips don't lie.
Yeah, for sure.
If I consume the portion given to me, will I gain
In your mouth?
Yeah. Will I gain your power?
What power do I have?
Good point.
Good bowling scores.
Hey, I find that shit.
Fair to middling at best.
Oh, really?
Well, every time I go, I think you see me as some sort of what is that? A superstitious effect? Because you're like, you should have been here 20 minutes ago. I bowled a fantastic game. Every time I go,
It's okay.
I don't know. I'll take some of your ashes. Yeah.
What would you do with them?
You know how they say diamonds and stuff are made from
Girl's best friend?
You know how they say a diamond is a girl's best friend? I would.
Wait, you're saying it like you never heard that before.
No,
He would put it in his butt. Jesus Christ.
No, I think what I would do is
a
I'd
big build-up.
finally consider you my best friend and keep you on me at all times.
I have to die for you to consider
Yep.
me as your best friend.
I think that's the only way at this point.
Well, I'll take it. Whatever.
The amount of hacking, and at this point, you're spitting up over there. It's really off-putting. I don't think you're long for this world. Who's going to take care of your dumb wife? Who's going to take?
She's not dumb.
She's pretty fucking dumb, dude.
I love her. Oh,
Are you okay?
Can someone carry
Jesus
the show for 5
Christ.
fucking seconds? Jesus.
fix your hemorrhoid and sneeze and let's go.
I think that's what it'll be. I will open up all my hemorrhoid wounds,
Hemorrhoids.
and I will rub your ashes on them.
Hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
I got some hemorrhoids.
Daddy, my ears hurt.
Baba
Let's
Booey.
see. In the series, thank you, Baba Booey. In the series debut, first seen Friday, January 26, 1979, when Bo, Luke, and Cooter and others are planning to hijack the truck of slot machines and drive off in their cars, notice that Cooter is driving another iconic TV car, the Gran Torino from...
Starsky and Hutch?
Look at this guy.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I saw that
noticed
too.
Wow, very good,
When
both
they're,
of you.
when they're in the junkyard and they're all,
Yeah.
yep.
Good job. I had no idea until I...
Well, get with it, buddy.
Get with the program.
Oh, man. The General Lee used to jump Roscoe in the final chase scene was the first General Lee ever built named Lee 1. Though there was a jump in the opening scene, the jump of Lee 1 was done first. The successful jump was filmed on Saturday, November 11th, 1978 on the campus of Oxford College. After the jump, the car was repainted as a wrecked race car for episode number 4, Repo Men. Fact.
Interesting.
Well, be careful, Brian.
You know that we're not supposed to comment on the facts.
I forgot we got sidebarred with this ashes on hemorrhoids discussion, and I forgot
You
my
know
place.
what? When you start,
Ashes to hemorrhoids, am I right?
you've never been more right about anything in your life. The remark that Burt Reynolds never gets lost, though that's a remark made, and Burt plays Boss Hogg in the 2005 Dukes of Hazzard movie. Fact. During the final chase scene between General Lee, the Duke boys, and the sheriff's car, Roscoe, as they are going around the town square, you're able to see a duplicate General Lee parked along the building, clearly able to see the 01 on the driver's door, too. It and other duplicate cars were used because of a shortage of extra vehicles. End of interesting facts.
I did not know that. I missed that one.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got so or tried to get some Twitter responses.
No, there's no Twitter responses.
No, you didn't try, or no, you didn't get any.
I didn't try. I ran out of time.
What?
I ran out of time.
I knew it.
Oh, you knew it?
Yeah, because it's my pilot that I choose, So you're like, oh, I have no time. I got a girlfriend. I got a life. I got a job. I got a daughter. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
So, but it was my pilot that you didn't have any time to try.
Let's talk about real quick. Just another sidebar. I apologize. Ryan.
Yeah, it's fine.
What preparation did you do for the show this week?
I watched it.
And okay, yeah,
I took notes.
all of us watched it.
I took notes.
All of us took notes either in our mind or on a computer. And besides that, something other than all of us had done. You being 50% of the show, what other preparation did you do?
Nothing.
Drank a lot.
I did drink.
That's kind of preparation.
Brian, I drank a lot.
Preparation H.
Oh, my hemorrhoids put my ashes in it.
I'll put my own ashes on my own hemorrhoids.
Let me cut this finger off and burn it.
That was canon, right?
I'm not using this pinky. I'd much rather lose the pinky and have no hemorrhoids than have the pinky.
You only
with
put a
hemorrhoids.
pinky in your asshole?
Is that what I'm
Try the
saying?
middle finger.
Good Lord. That's the long one. Here's the aviation question of the week. We'll have Brian answer first. This public airport 2 miles southwest of Latrobe and about 33 miles southeast of Pittsburgh in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania is named after which professional golfer?
Oh. John Daly.
Okay. Blake?
Rookie.
I don't watch golf.
Fred Couples.
Fred Couples it is. Very good. All right. Blake has not missed one yet. He really knows his shit.
I'm on fire.
Let's go ahead and set the clock for 10 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
And let me say this, too. When it comes to these TV shows that we've been
He said
watching
comes.
forever, I did say that.
Eh.
Comedies, half hour. Dramas, 1 hour. This is
45 minutes.
fun
42.
family fare.
Yeah.
This is a half hour. It's not a half hour.
No,
it was
it's-
like 45 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
It was weird because I thought I remembered them being half hour. And when I went to watch it, I'm like, this is an hour show.
Well, I think what it was is like the pilot was an hour.
What's a pilot?
What? You know
Nothing.
what?
What's a pilot with you?
Achoo.
Do you think what it was, though? Is
I think
the
what it
pilot
was
just
it was the
45
pilot was a little bit longer.
I think so. Want to look it up?
I don't know. Yeah, check it out.
All right, so the song started playing. Everybody knows the song, right? Just a good old boy. And there's a bunch of clips of the episode. This is what I found interesting. It was they're doing the song and they're showing clips of everything that happens in the episode.
That's all they had to work with, right? If they're going to create an intro and this is the pilot, that's all they had.
But have we seen that before? Where like they
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
they
Where they've taken the intro and it's only from the pilot?
yeah fine whatever.
You don't remember that? We definitely have seen that plenty of times.
Welcome to Hazzard County, Jason.
Oh, and also with you, thank you.
And so Waylon Jennings is the narrator for this, right?
All episodes are an hour.
Thank you. You know what, Brian? Thank you. High five that
I
shit.
wasn't being shitty about it. I found it odd. I found it odd.
You find a lot of things odd that I don't.
The name of the episode is One Armed Bandits.
Sure.
And the Duke boys in the beginning it looks like they're chasing the police.
Yeah, for sure. Which is odd. They're chasing a parole card.
A paroled card.
This is the Picard promo in the middle of the show.
They're chasing a police car, and the narration says, "This is cousins Bo and Luke Duke, and they fight the system."
And so one of the things I noticed, and I do have a complaint about this episode, very little, but I do. The dialogue between Bo and Luke Duke while they're chasing people
Yeah.
throughout this episode is bad. It's like, hey, we're doing this. Hey, we're doing this. You know,
Too on the nose.
yeah. Yeah.
It's probably a pilot thing.
Yeah.
What's a pilot?
Nothing. What's a pilot with you?
The cop car wrecks, and their friend Cooter stole the cop car.
And not just wrecks, but like flips over
Right.
on its side. And
To
like,
me,
There's a lot of construction sites in like
Hazard County's got a lot of work being done.
Yeah.
Right? The car's on its side, and Cooter keeps popping out of the different windows. And I think at any moment, if there wasn't a structure behind it to hold it up for production purposes, this car is going to flop over and bend Cooter in half to his death.
and we find out at the bottom of the sideways car there's a slot machine, and Bo and Luke are like, ooh,
Yeah, it's they're bringing it into town for Roscoe,
Pico train,
and apparently he's crooked, and he works. And he works for Boss Hogg, which is a very bizarre name, isn't it?
No, not at all.
All right.
If I was a bad guy, I dressed in white, I would I would want to be named.
You dressed and wiped? That's the wrong order.
Yeah, white first, then get dressed. Yeah, you don't want anything showing up on that white suit.
I love Boss Hogg. If you think of Boss Hogg, you think of a big fat guy wearing a white suit.
He's eating raw. Do you think that was real raw liver?
I hope not, because that was gross.
I like to think it was like Jell-O or something.
Yeah.
No, it's not Jell-O. It's
It's like that cranberry sauce that comes out of
Yes.
the can.
Yeah, what's that noise it makes when it comes out? Yeah, I love that.
I've heard that noise before. Hashtag.
Stop winking at me. It's fucking sick. Boss Hogg is an older white guy. He's bald and he's got a big white suit on. And he married Roscoe's fat sister. Is that what he said?
And actually say fat sister. I married your fat sister. So Roscoe is getting ready for a re-election in Hazzard County. There's somebody. And so Boss Hogg is like, well, you need my help. And so he's kind of like under the chains of Boss Hogg.
And Boss Hogg wants Roscoe to win because he already kind of puppeteers him and controls him, and he wants him. He wants the law under his belt. On his
They
payroll.
do mention that he used to be a really honest lawman, and then
Oh, I didn't catch that.
he fell to the dark side. Apparently.
Oh, corruption. Money will do that, apparently. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Jesse Duke is then introduced. He's a very old man. He was pretty old. He's the family patriarch of the Dukes. He's a retired moonshine runner.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
And Jill, who used to go to school with the Dukes,
Yeah.
shows up and because she's receiving.
I didn't do anything. I don't know why you're laughing. You're just disappointed in yourself, right?
Jesse has money for her because she's trying to revamp the orphanage.
Yes. She's only been back for like a week or two.
Yeah, she went off to the big city,
Yeah.
college, book smarts, learning.
But Bo wants to fuck the shit out of her.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, he does.
His beautiful golden locks immediately turn rock hard when he sees beautiful Jill Dodson come in. And he's like, hey, myself and Luke will help you out. Luke's like, I'm not fucking interested in this shit.
He's like, fuck you.
And so they're at the next scene. They're at the Boar's Nest, which is a bar owned by Boss Hogg. There's a $1 cover charge, and god damn, is this place fucking popular?
It's
Right.
you know what? It's the middle of the afternoon. It's light outside. It's bumping. You go inside. Who is the main person for the scene? Daisy Duke.
She's
a
a
waitress,
yeah.
and she don't take no shit.
No.
They say she's like a NASCAR driver level, and she's loves to shoot guns. She's basically a badass country bitch.
No, yeah, she can drive a car and she can shoot a gun, and she has bug tatas and a nice ass.
I feel like throughout this show, there's a lot of camera work done on her boobies and on her legs. Do you guys get that? Mm-hmm.
There's 3 reasons she was brought onto the show.
Sure.
They highlight all of them.
Her brains,
each boob.
her brawn, and her.
She's got
feet.
crazy brawn.
She has very good balance.
Anyway, she's harassed regularly because this is a raucous bar. Like you said, even in the middle of the day, tons of people in there, and she's just being like harassed every step of the way.
Sure.
But she don't take no shit.
Right. And one of the things that Bo and Luke were talking about before they went in, and Bo was like, "Oh, you know, this finance Jill," and Luke was like, "I hate skinny women." Like he wants a fat girl.
He wants a girl with some meat on her. Yeah.
I got a fat girl on my jack. Got a fat girl on my jack. You don't remember that?
What is that?
No.
You're not going to tell me? You're going to ask if I remember it, and you won't tell me what it's for?
It's for a rap song. It's fine.
Which rap song?
I don't know.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that up then. So they're in there.
And the whole time that, like, every time a character is introduced, Waylon Jennings is introducing them and give them kind of a backstory.
Yeah, he pretty much. I kind of like the narration of this.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's because it's fucking Waylon Jennings. For Christ.
In that bar scene too, like I think Daisy punches a guy who apparently is part of this fertilizer truck trade or something that's bringing in, like smuggling in gambling machines. I think it's slot machines. The one-armed bandit in question.
Yeah.
And bringing it in so Boss Hogg can place them around town and make even more monies.
Yeah, and one of the things, like, Daisy is talking to Bo and Luke Duke about this guy that she basically is about ready to punch in the face, and she's like, he wants to take me to the no-tell motel, and I was like, that is a
That's a good name for a
Yeah,
fuck,
for
a
sure.
fucktail for sure. And then Cooter, does he own the junkyard?
It's
something
yeah.
like that.
No, I think it's.
Is he throughout the series, Cooter?
Oh yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Okay,
For sure.
but you don't know if he like owns the junkyard. 'Cause
I think he does.
I
but
think he
it's
does.
they all meet there for
Sure.
and I think they meet there to say, hey, fertilizer trucks coming in, let's rob this thing. It's like these are a bunch of fucking outlaws.
Well, I know we're on a timer, but you're skipping a very important part.
Oh, please.
It's when Bo comes up behind Daisy and says, "If we weren't cousins."
I'd fuck your asshole.
Basically, and she's like,
yeah.
"When has that ever stopped anybody in our family?" And
yeah,
I'm just
right.
like, "Dirty."
It's like there's some like off the clock shit happening with those two.
Yeah, so Bo and Luke Duke find out about these slot machines. They, without anybody talking about it, they meet a bunch of their buddies in the junkyard.
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening. They didn't. Really, there was no narrative there. Like Waylon
Well,
Jennings
no,
step in.
there was something about how we're going to do something about this. Hey, here's an idea.
They take point around the city, and there's like, well, let's watch out for the truck.
Sure.
We're all connected on a CB network. Whoever sees it, let us know.
Have you ever talked into a CD before?
We're too young
No.
for that. We're too young for that.
Right.
And then so
Not all
Cooter
of us
sees the
are,
truck,
but-
and then Daisy pulls her car into a ditch, and then she stops the truck by coming out into her red bikini.
Dude, she is smoking hot. This is a
Sure was.
bikini
Bump.
bump.
This is a bikini bump.
Daisy bump. Look at them girls in Daisy bumps now. I want you to look at them girls in Daisy bumps now. I want you to. If you're two guys driving a fertilizer truck down a dirt road and you see this bitch fucking on the side of the road,
Especially when she looks like that, and the
Oh.
two guys look like they do.
yeah,
you're
no,
like, yeah,
for
we're
sure.
totally gonna. Fuck
You're like,
this
we're
guy.
gonna pull over and we're gonna help this bitch out.
Good Lord.
You didn't help the bitch out. She, Bo and Luke Duke come out from behind, put burlap sacks over their heads. And she takes off, and yeah,
She takes off. They steal their truck, and then they're all of a sudden we're back at the Duke residence. Apparently, Bo and Luke live with Jesse at some
Sure.
shitty house,
Yep.
and they're saying
what? Why is it shitty?
because it's in the South and they're poor redneck trash. I guess.
Well, that's kind of racist. but-
Absolutely, it is. Jesse's like, hey, there's some narration going. It says Jesse gave up the whiskey trade to pardon Bo and Luke Duke. Do you guys
Right.
know the crime that they committed? Did they say that? They get into it?
Well, they
They
were
got caught for moonshine running.
yeah, they're moonshine running. They get caught. Jesse says, "Hey, state, I'll stop running moonshine if you pardon these guys," and he does.
Which is a weird deal to make.
Yeah,
the
for
state, but-
sure.
Well, it's all for the show, too, because I read a little bit more about the show. It says throughout the run of the series, there are different rules and regulations in regard to their probation or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's basically what the rules of their probation changed as the narrative of the show would change.
Sure.
So, you can't leave the county. Oh, you can, but for this amount of time and that sort of thing. But anyway,
Trying to find holes, right? in this.
trying to find holes, just like my man Blake Clayton. They hid the slot machines in Jesse's barn, and he's not happy.
No, he walks in and there's like a chicken coop, right? And he's like, "What are these?" And they're like, "Oh shit!"
But he gives some bullshit too, right?
Sure.
Basically, he says why it's okay for them to sell booze and not do the gambling, right?
The missionary.
They're both fucking dirty vices, right?
Yeah. He said they paid taxes on the corn that they used to make the moonshine. I'm like, that doesn't make any damn sense.
He's full of shit. So he's not happy, and he wants the machines out of there. But they finally convince Jesse to keep them. If all the proceeds that they make from these machines that they scatter around town go to the orphanage.
Jill in the orphanage.
And this is just Bo trying to fuck the ever living hell out of
Oh,
Jill, right?
Yeah.
If I give her money, she'll suck my dick.
Hell yeah, that's how we do it.
Which have we not all said that before?
We've all said high five that shit. So they take the machines.
I like how Bryan
to,
high-fived it too.
Brian loves that. He gets it. So they take the machines to local civic and fraternal clubs, and then Boss Hogg tells Roscoe, he says, "Hey man, I know my machines have been stolen. It's been a couple days. You need to get on this and find out where they went."
But
right?
And I wrote down that they put the slot machine in places like the Moose.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Right.
Have you ever been part of an organization like the Moose?
I have
or
not.
Have you been to a Moose or an Elk Lodge?
I've been to like a VFW.
Do you want to go to the Moose?
Similar.
It's all the same. What's it? The first time as a what? A visitor?
First time visitor, second time friend, third time member.
Boom. This is where you learn
It'd
that
have to be on Taco Tuesday.
that's awful tacos.
Tacos are not good right
Okay.
now.
Jill, this is where you find out Jill's been only back for 2 weeks. She's so fucking passionate
Oh.
about the orphanage, but she's only been there for 2 weeks.
And she's hammering like a shitty ass like step ladder up to
Arm rail.
Yeah, arm rail for some stairs.
It's like how broke down is this fucking orphanage?
She's so passionate about it. You
Because
feel like
she
she's
was
been
there.
working on it her whole life.
But she was there.
You're
She
right.
was-
That is true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She was from the orphanage.
She was an orphan.
I was from an
I used to be an orphan.
I was an orphan.
Jill is thankful, but she's not interested in Bo. And then this is where I make note that I bet she'll be blowing him before the episode is
Oh
over.
yeah, for sure. And she's like telling Bo, like, "No, I know what you're trying to do. I'm not into this." And then he kisses her, like,
She says that. She's like, "You're only doing this. This is a game to you." And then, like we're talking last week with Christy and Scott, Bo lays down the fucking law on her
Sure.
right now. He's like, "I'm not playing the game. This is," but he totally is fucking playing a
No,
game.
totally.
Right, there's many times during this that like the sexism is very apparent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna force myself upon you, and you're gonna like it.
You didn't realize that with Daisy Duke walking out?
No,
in her
I knew
bikini?
it. I knew it. I liked it. I didn't say it was bad. Let's move on.
He likes it. He loves it. He wants some more of it. Roscoe spies on the machines at the Civic Club, and the guy working there says, "Hey, you know what? These machines, they came from the Duke boys."
Yeah.
And then Roscoe, he goes and he's like, "You know what? I got a plan." So he goes and picks up Daisy, and here the camera is all on her ass.
Oh,
it's
for
all
sure.
up in her ass.
No, for
here.
sure. And so Roscoe picks her up because she's the link to it and puts her in jail.
Well, first she steals his car because
Yeah.
it's just
and
raucous good fun to steal someone's police
And
car
it's-
when
Yep.
you're getting arrested.
It's a 7-minute car chase around the parking lot. They don't even leave
No.
the parking lot. It's a 7, and she stops and he goes like, "All right, come on." Like
Well, while she steals the car, Roscoe commandeers like a truck that's moving a piano. And when it comes, like when they finally end the chase, the piano. I wrote here the piano is coming off this truck.
for sure.
for
As
sure.
soon as you see it,
And it does. And then there's a commercial
because a
break.
black guy can't hold on to it.
It's just a black dude in the back of the truck. Anyway,
Why did Bryan go?
Bryan is he's colorblind. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know he's black.
My bad.
Back at the house, Jesse is
Spoiler.
pissed, and then Daisy is now in jail. And he's like, for 200 years, the Duke family done did the whiskey.
Right. And so this is the part where the Duke boys find out that Daisy is the only fertile thing to keep the family name going on, which doesn't make sense because she's the woman. If she married somebody else, she wouldn't be a Duke anymore. But she's the only thing that's going to keep the Duke name alive.
But they have kids without
True.
getting married down there, probably. So.
What?
Well,
That's weird.
Here, in the next scene, you got
she could just have
Deputy,
one Bo or Bo or Luke's kid. I
Some
mean,
of those-
they've already insinuated it could happen.
That's
so,
true.
That's when the family tree becomes a straight line.
Yeah.
Next thing you got Deputy Enos. And he takes.
That sounds like anus.
It does,
Yeah,
it does kind of sound
it
like
is.
Enos. He takes Luke to see Daisy, and he's the country. They say he's the county's oldest virgin, and he's smitten with Daisy. He likes her a lot.
Which I love. That's a plot point they had to point out.
Yeah.
They couldn't just be like, "Well, this guy's obviously
He's too
a virgin."
clean shaven and friendly and
And
smiling.
he
to be a guy who
loves
fucks.
Daisy. He wants to fuck her up the asshole.
And there's, good lord, that's very graphic.
Jason.
Yeah.
Would you fuck Daisy up the
I'm
asshole?
not really an anal guy.
Nah, you lie.
You lie.
Let's move along. Come on. You're a pro. Come on.
There's lots of leg action in this scene too.
Sure is.
And she has heels on, and she's on the cot.
If this scene alone,
I started jerking off here. And this is the part of
Good
the
Lord.
pilot. No, I started jerking off, and I was like, "This is nice." And then Luke Duke came in, and he's like, "Hey, I've got this plan." And I was like, "Ugh." It ruined
it goes over to Bo and Jill next, right?
I think so.
it. They're on a picnic.
Yeah,
And-
he's trying to teach her how to shoot a bow and arrow. Lay
Yeah.
down.
From laying
down.
You ever lay
Yeah.
down on the ground and shoot a bow and arrow?
No,
No, man, neither.
I've never actually shot a bow and arrow. So
Oh, really?
I was facing down. If you know what I mean.
just shooting your boner into the ground.
You said you were jerking off. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. If you're jerking off the last scene, then you're putting your boner in the ground, fucking a land Virginia. I don't know.
Yeah. You say potato, I say potato. Let's
Gonna
go.
get this property pregnant.
I love getting a property pregnant.
He's the Tracy Morgan of grounds.
Oh,
No,
we're done.
Oh, thank God. I
No,
don't
we're
want to talk
done.
about this fucking show anymore. All right.
What?
You're the one who said end it.
No, I know, but
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a
that comment was inappropriate.
Ah, boy. Usually we say, why didn't the show work? What would
It
we
did
do to
work,
improve it?
Jason.
And what would we do? What would we like to see it go if it survived? But some of these questions aren't really relevant.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Brian, why do you think this show worked?
The car. I think people fell in love with the
Iconic.
car.
It is iconic.
Yeah, and Daisy Duke.
The car and Daisy Duke. And at the time, I think we're looking at the mid-70s. You know, people, it's just like drive fast, jump stuff.
What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
In this show...
Mid-70s, drive fast, jump stuff? Is that what the fuck you just said? What the fuck are you talking about?
In this show,
Yeah.
the General Lee jumps like dirt piles and stuff.
It's a pretty cool car.
It is a very cool. But here's the thing, which we didn't talk about, but at one point in the show, they opened up the trunk and put stuff in it, but yet the doors don't open.
Yeah, every time they get in and out, they fly through the window.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God the window's always
That
open.
was the thing, man. I always wanted to. That's how I wanted to get in the car
Right?
when I was little.
Let me ask you this.
Just keep the door locked,
The top of the General Lee famously is a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
which is fine.
Which, I mean, it represents certain things that
Not at
maybe
that time.
is
Not at that time.
right. But let me ask you this: the Confederate flag is a pretty cool fucking design.
No, it's for sure.
It's sad that it has to represent what it does, but it's a cool design.
And I remember as a kid, I had a General Lee,
Yeah.
like Matchbox car.
Yeah.
It had the Confederate flag. Whatever. The doors didn't open.
Thoughts on the Confederate flag, Brian?
Back then, it was cool.
Thank you.
Nowadays, the problem is people pointing out what it actually stands for, and that's
don't
when
ever
it
do that.
becomes like,
Don't point it out.
like, why did we ruin this? Oh well,
Fucking Jefferson Davis.
son of a bitch.
If you had to redesign the General Lee, Brian, what would you put on top instead of the Confederate flag, or would you leave it alone?
Maybe just go blank. Maybe you don't need anything.
Oh no.
Maybe not a maybe
know.
not, a 01 maybe on top, or like
Well, yeah, there's
picture of
one on both sides.
maybe a picture of Barack Obama.
How about like a pinup version of Daisy Duke?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
there you
red
go.
bikini dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Catherine Bachman. This is what I say about her.
Y'all know.
That's a good looking woman.
I think she was.
we're done?
She was in Playboy at some point.
Was she?
I think so.
Let's find that.
Either that or she appeared nude in a movie. Either way.
Let's find
It's
that.
definitely that one. What
Yeah,
you said.
okay.
And maybe the Playboy, but definitely the second thing you said. How I know? None of your fucking business. Would you do anything to improve this pilot, Blake?
I have one big problem with this.
Is it that there wasn't enough hacking into cups?
Huh? What are you, fucking gross? No. Whenever they're doing like a chase scene, there's dialogue between Bo and Luke Duke, and it just seems recorded, and it seems like just odd. Like the chase scenes are so long, they felt like they had to have some kind of dialogue going on, and it was weird and it was odd.
I tell you why I think it was weird. Because it doesn't sound like in the moment.
Right? No, yeah, they're not bouncing on.
They're in a studio somewhere, sitting calmly, not breathing heavy. Not
Hey, Bo, why you not pick up that sign? Well, Luke, I'm really busy driving. You owe me $5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'll give it to you at the end of this.
It would be a lot of hooting and a hollering if they were really in
Sure.
the vehicle having a conversation.
I'd be
right?
scared as shitless.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Sure.
Thank you.
Even though you're totally fucking wasted and ruining the show, I think that's a really good point.
Am I really wasted?
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure
Your
seat
alcoholism
belts and
is a
trays
vehicle
are
for
in
hilarity
order.
on this program.
You know what? There's a text message I just got that would be hilarious for this show.
Well, that's very vague and doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. You know what? Last week,
It has to do with brothers.
go ahead. What's the text message?
So, and again, we're recording before Christmas, and I said, "Hey," I said, "Are you coming?" This is my brother.
Sure.
Are you coming tomorrow morning, right, for Christmas?
You said your mom's going to be here to give
Yeah.
gifts to the kids.
I don't know, man. I'm strapped for cash and don't get paid till Friday, I would just feel like shit because I'm broke and don't have any money for the boys now, and everyone would see it. I don't know. I may. Plus, I am just in a mood being alone and all.
Well, he definitely does sound like a Clayton to me.
Sure. All I can say...
Wait, you two are related?
Yeah, all I can say is I'll try. It's just hard this time of year for me.
You know what? I want to take this moment to...
I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
And I said...
You looked at me. I thought you were done.
No. I said, just come. Just come. Presents don't mean shit. The boys want to see you. Don't be a dick. And he put... I'm not being a dick. I just don't know how hard. I just don't know how hard the holidays are for me. You have your boys and a life. Until you walk in my shoes and feel the pain I live every day, don't throw names. What the?
I want to
Just being a bitch.
I want to apologize to you because
No, don't be apologize at all.
no, I want to apologize because that was wildly relevant to what we're talking
Sure.
about. Also seems like some family laundry that you're airing out there.
Such a douchebag. Just fucking come.
I don't know what the segue is between that and telling or asking you guys what you believe the Rotten Tomatoes score was for the show.
The Rotten Tomatoes score is 35.
This is the audience score only. What do you think?
45.
66.
Huh?
The series as a whole, the audience loves Dukes of Hazzard. IMDb. Now, before I said I had the series and the pilot information. Do you just want the pilot?
Just pilot. Just
Okay. Well, what's the pilot?
I had stuff to talk about.
You had stuff to talk about
Yeah.
concerning what the series as a whole.
Yeah.
What's
I was
this?
going to say,
ahead.
really, the show only worked for like 3 seasons. Or was it 4? I don't know. And then contracts came up, of course. And we'll just write these guys out. We can put anybody in the Duke car.
Right.
Coy and Vance showed up.
Coy and Vance.
2 more cousins.
But we're only talking about the pilot.
Well, he's right though.
No, he's right. He's always been right. I'm trying to keep it focused to the pilot.
I don't think you are. The rant about Chad had to do with the pilot.
Yeah.
There's a lot that has nothing to do with the pilot.
Is his name really Chad?
Yeah. It's actually.
Well, there's a throwback because incels call the guys that get all the girls Chads.
Well, that's not his brother at all.
no,
I'll tell you
not,
right now.
not at all. And his
Still.
nickname was Shad.
Shad.
Yeah, the fish.
Again, not wildly relevant. There were 7 seasons altogether of Dukes of Hazzard.
It's great.
The 5th season was the season where Coy and Vance came in due to, I think, financial
Doo-doo.
Due to. It wasn't doo-doo. It was due to.
No, you said doo-doo.
DUETO. Due to financial contract
You said
disputes.
doo-doo.
The series took a dip around season 5.
Dip, potato chip.
And never recovered with the audiences after that.
Sure.
But those first 3 seasons were very strong and took those guys a long way.
From what I read, Daisy Duke was willing to walk too, and they told her not to, like the 2 guys, because if she did, they would more than likely just cancel the show. So they're like, well, you stay on the show and we'll hold out.
Maybe something will come up for us, but you at least can keep the show going.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see. I read a little bit about it. I did not read that. That's good. I appreciate that. So IMDb Internet Movie Database pilot episode. What do you think people from around the world graded the Dukes of Hazzard? This is a 1 out of 10 scale. Decimal point. The first decimal point in play.
5.5.
5.5.
7.3.
7.7 from 227 ratings. Critic reviews. Critics did not seem to care for this, honestly. I went to Metacritic and I found a handful there. The Washington Post says the series, calculated to exploit the success of good old boy movie hits like Smokey and the Bandit, more closely resembles those hillbilly postcards sold in remote rural areas that aren't quite remote enough. Within 5 minutes, the program is out of breath and pandering so pantingly to its audience. If this show succeeds, every television critic in America may as well quit.
Ouch.
Wow.
Shots fired.
The Globe and the Mail from Don Downey says, Season 1 review, The two most prominent Dukes are Tom Wopat and John Schneider, two muscle-bound amateurs who probably won their new jobs because they look like John Travolta and Andy Gibb without brains. The sex interest is Catherine Bach, who is built along the lines of Dolly Parton. Apparently,
her boobs were not that big.
Well, apparently looking like her was the only necessary qualification. They were big. They're not Parton big.
No, they're not Parton big.
Newsweek, Harry F. Waters and Martin Kassendorf says the Dukes of Hazzard incorporates virtually every cliche of the Burt Reynolds good old boy school of drive-in diversion. Two lusty young cousins, Bo and Duke, throttle around dusty Hazzard County, tweaking the nose of the law and just raising hell. Other regulars include the obligatory ice cream-suited political boss, the obligatory Crentonish sheriff, and the obligatory hot pants waitress, naturally named Daisy. Unless you happen to be a pickup truck, you would be well advised to bypass Hazzard. Yeah, that's her there. That's Daisy. She's looking good.
Bryan just showed me and Jason her tatas.
Bare naked breasticles.
It's been
viewer
1 week.
Viewer review: 7 out of 10 scars. A day in the life of Hazzard County. 5 out of 10 scars. 10 stars alone for Catherine Bach. I can't say that I disagree.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Time to rate it. You heard all the fucking bullshit, and especially about Chad and how he's nicknamed Shad. I don't know if that'll come to play with the score or not, but 1 out of 7 is the scale on which we grade all the pilots, taken from the television program from the 1990s, affectionately and accurately known as Wings. We take a look at all the characters from that program, 1 being the worst score you can get, and that's a Rory Biggins. And 7, that's the best score you're going to get, and that's a fella who goes by the name of Bryan Hackett. Mm-hmm. Now, that's Bryan Hackett, but here we have Bryan, a different guy, Bryan Wolford.
Bryan Wolfie. Is it okay I call you Wolfie?
Nah, I don't care. Tim's like the only person that does for some reason.
Sorry,
but
it's just how
it's not like regular.
It's how I grew to know you.
Yeah, so. That's fine.
Well, Bryan, how do you grade?
That's why I call Jason an asshole. It's been a while.
Bryan, how do you rate the pilot episode of Dukes of Hazzard?
Bryan Hackett.
Bryan Hackett, 7.
Nice.
I grew up loving Dukes of Hazzard.
That's my boy right there.
Yeah. That is strong. Very good.
It's one of my favorite shows.
You want to elaborate on that, or you?
I don't know. I just loved it growing up. I think, like I said, I think it was the car.
The car, the action scenes, right?
Because I haven't watched it since I was younger, but rewatching the pilot, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of the episodes. Let me ask you this: having watched plenty of episodes,
sure,
it's not a cerebral program, is it? No. It's
why? Because it has palsy.
It's vaguely the same story every episode,
right? Yeah.
Just different scenarios.
The amount of crimes that were committed in the first episode, leading to just saying, "Oh, I know we've committed all these crimes, and we know that you're the lawman, but we're letting you take the credit for this orphanage being saved. Now we're exonerated from said crimes?"
Apparently. Okay. And that's pretty much how the show goes. Yeah. Multiple misdemeanors and felonies every episode, only to walk away. Considering they're on probation.
Yeah, no shit.
It's the 70s.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Anything went in the 70s.
Like I said, you could just steal the sheriff's car and do donuts at the parking lot. And apparently, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, he never got in trouble for stealing the patrol car and wrecking it.
Oh, 1970s. That's the greatest. Mid Coke, pre AIDS. Oh my God, it's the best time in America, right, guys?
Well, we don't talk about AIDS, right?
We don't talk about cops. I tell you that much. Captain Philip Ressisher, I turn to you. How do you rate the pilot of the
Boss Hogg, Bo and Luke Duke, Uncle Jesse, Daisy Duke, Cooter, Sheriff Roscoe Pico Train, Enos? I'm giving it a Daisy Duke bump. Mm-hmm. I'm giving it a 6.5.
Oh, we know that halves are frowned upon.
Sure.
But you're going to go for it.
6.5. Yeah, for sure.
Wow, okay.
I'd give it a 7, but
So what's a 6?
The character from Wings that 6 is associated with is Helen Chapel.
So it's like Helen Chapel is like holding on to Brian Hackett's dick.
thank you.
And that's the 0.5.
His penis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't
6.5.
realize hand-holding to genitalia was the halfway point, but apparently it is.
The only thing about this show that I did not like was the dialogue between Bo and Luke during chase scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else I loved. It was there was a lot of samogeny.
Not sure that's a word. Not sure that's a word. I will accept what you said, though, and say that there was a lot of samogeny.
You know what I'm talking about.
Misogyny?
Oh,
That's what I said.
That's what he meant. I really was lost. I didn't know what he was talking about.
There's an N in it.
Misogyny.
I missed the N.
And put an S at the beginning.
Samogeny.
Yeah. Sure.
Jason, how do you rate this pilot?
I'm torn.
Yeah, for somebody who didn't grow up with the show.
Yeah.
Right. 'Cause
How are
you're-
you looking at it?
I'm fucking Natalie and Brugli over here, man. I am torn. What's Catherine Bachman as Daisy Duke? What a beautiful woman.
She was a hot bitch.
I don't really do a lot of bumps, and I'm not going to give a bump for this one.
You got to bump this.
No,
You got-
I don't.
Got two
How-
gorgeous bumps. I mean,
How
come
can
on.
you not bump this?
Because I'm me, and I make the rules for me.
It's because you're dating someone. Otherwise, you'd bump this.
No, that's not it at all. I don't tell you how to fucking grade this shit. All right? But here's the thing. I liked this episode.
Sure.
I thought it was fun. I liked it. To me, 7 seasons, 45 minutes apiece. Generously, 20 episodes a season. I can't see I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know how that works. That's 147 episodes they made. How the fuck does that happen? They got to get real creative. At one point in my reading, you said you came up with some interesting stuff when you were in investigation.
Yeah.
I found at one point when they left, when Tom Wopat and John Schneider left, they said the scripts were getting really fucking weak. That's why we're out the door, and they're not paying us a boatload of cash like they probably deserve for the ratings that they were getting.
Ratings and merchandising.
I can't.
Merchandising is big.
Yeah, it was through the roof.
There is, I totally agree. Yeah, I even remember being young in my grandparents' basement. There being like a cool General Lee plastic car. That was cool. That was really cool. I can't imagine 140 episodes of this, but I do get it. The southern redneck racing around town, getting away from the cops, the sexy broad, and a red bikini.
Yeah, it's just some weird charm to it.
There absolutely is. I get it. I understand it. I like this show. It's hard for me to think of how it could go 140 episodes. I think I'd be exhausted around episode 30 personally.
Yeah.
But liking the pilot for what it is, I give it a 5. You give it a 7, Brian, and you gave it a what? A 6.5?
6.5.
Yeah, and with that, we close the book on Dukes of HAZZARD, and we will never mention that show again.
Yeah.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of The Simpsons. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. The satiric adventures of a working-class family in the misfit city of Springfield. You can find the entire episode of The Simpsons by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to Verizon Wireless and get sign up for Disney Plus for a year. All right.
I'm not helping you anymore.
I don't need your fucking help. Your help is in the form of spit in a cup.
Obviously.
So it's not talking about the show, but did either of you ever play the video game Dukes of HAZZARD?
No, for what
no.
console?
PlayStation 1.
Really?
Oh,
It was-
wait.
It was like
I
a
remember it. I don't think I played it, but I remember that being a thing.
driving adventure game.
Oh, that's cool.
And everybody came back to do the voices on the game. But it was fun because it had like plot lines like from the show almost.
Was it
like-
all in the car, or were you ever out of the car?
The cinematics, they would get out of the car, but the whole game was just driving.
I remember
That's
it being a
cool.
driving
Yeah.
game.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was like, but fucking Daisy Duke's like, some ruffians look like they're headed to the farm to rough up Uncle Jesse for something. So then you got to like drive to the farm like in a certain time limit. And you get there and they hop out of the car like, we're going to throw down. And the other guys jump into a car and take off.
And then you got to chase them.
Well, they were about to, but then Uncle Jesse's like, no, hold on there, boys. We got to get the payment to the bank by 4. Otherwise, we're going to lose the farm. So then you got to jump back in, drive back into town to the bank.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that level of detail that you provided makes me think that you were, at least at one point, a video game guy.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Still play video games all
Let
the time.
me ask you this. I've been toying around with buying one of these emulator consoles. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The one, like the illegal ones where the guy's got he's like, I've got 29,000 games. It's full libraries of every console from 1975 to 1997. And it's $250. You ever fuck around with one of those?
I have a Raspberry Pi, which you can get for $60. And then you can download
Raspberry Pi.
and then you can download ROMs of all the video games that
But
you
that's
want.
you doing it yourself and playing it on a PC?
Sure. No. The Raspberry Pi is sort of a PC.
Okay.
But it has like a computer mode and like a video game mode. So you just put it in the video game mode, you download all the games onto it. Then you hook it up to your TV with HDMI.
Yeah.
And then you can get like a little retro controller.
Just like a USB controller, right?
Yeah.
And that does it.
It connects through Bluetooth, so then you get a Bluetooth controller.
Okay, and you've got one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And how many games are on yours, can I ask?
Like 1,000.
So do you have like the PS1 Dukes of HAZZARD game on there?
I don't think I do, unfortunately. I got most of mine from my friend Wes, who is really into video games. And had
Graveyard Duck?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Graveyard Duck is a podcast.
Was
a podcast hosted by him and was it you?
No, it's
who's the other guy?
Scott out of Champaign.
I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very cool.
Yeah. Dukes of HAZZARD game, big recommend. Not Dukes of HAZZARD 2, which mainly you played Daisy Duke driving around their Jeep.
Ooh,
it was not fun.
hey.
Doesn't sound great.
I'll jerk off to that.
Oh boy. Let's see. Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. It's got every single one of our episodes there. Also links to all of our social media, our email address. If you want to drop us a line in any form, if you know about any pilot that we don't know about and you want us to do, we're doing this season, and after this season, it's wide open. We'll do whatever the fuck you want us to do, right?
Well, the Naked podcast.
What's that?
He said naked podcast.
Hey, right near the beach, boy. Jamaica Clayton. Call us at 910-PILOTS-1. That's 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail. You get to hear what your dumb fucking voice sounds like right here on this program.
I think that's why people don't call. I really do think that's why people don't call.
Right, because I call their voices dumb fucking? Yeah, who gives a shit? We're not getting them anyway. What am I? Who am I catering to at this point? Captain Philip, rest assured, do you have any message of positivity you'd like to extend to our listeners before we go today?
Yeah, for sure. We're just a toe into 2020.
Mm-hmm. God damn it! You gotta fucking get your shit together. Why don't you go back to vaping? You were having health benefits from vaping versus smoking, right?
Sure. Anyway,
you should no, not anyway. What? You should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, every show is marred
Don't
by
care. I just wanted to die.
Okay.
That's my positive.
Name your replacement right now. This show's going to go on without you. Name your replacement.
Oh, God.
It's got to be Amanda, right?
Yeah, it's Amanda for sure.
But don't you feel like Amanda would be my replacement? Because you and Amanda have a good chemistry?
No, I think you guys have a good chemistry. I think she would give the essence of Couch Pilots from a Blake standpoint. She would be so up all the horniness. And she would be like tell stories about how her life was awesome back in the day.
When I'm rubbing your ashes on my open wound hemorrhoid asshole, I will be enjoying doing that with Amanda as my co-pilot week after week.
Don't you wish I would just die though? Don't you wish it?
After tonight, I'm starting to consider it.
It would be so awesome.
He's coming around.
Yeah. I'm on board.
Brian?
Well, I mean, it doesn't affect me if you
Yeah,
ever die. I'm not going to be
It
here.
doesn't affect you?
Doesn't
It doesn't affect you?
No.
Jesus.
Well, I guess that does book Amanda up every other Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
there
sure.
you go. That's how it affects him.
She's not going to have that dinner on that table when I get home.
Amen to that. Well, thank you, Blake.
Hey, thank you.
And we do want to, both of us, say thank you to Brian for being here.
Yeah, for sure. We love having you on.
I hope you had a nice time. I hope you didn't
did.
drink the mule out of empathy or
Just
not empathy,
spite.
but,
No, that was delicious. I've
drinking
never
out
had
of
one
spite.
before.
Or out of spite.
How was the mule
It was delicious.
on a 1 to
Not
7?
as good as a moose, but
How was it on a 1 to 7 scale?
I think it was a Helen Chapman.
It's a 6.
We'll take it. Oh, boy.
You tried to fuck me on that one, didn't you? You tried to fuck me on that one.
No.
I know the rules.
Do you want to plug your shit?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you want to listen, if you watch the MTV's The Challenge, which I'm going to guess most of your listeners probably don't, but if you decide you want to, you can listen to us at Challenged. Don't forget the D at the end. I always say don't forget the D, never forget the D.
Ever.
Challengedpod.com. It's got links to all of our social media, all of our subscription nonsense.
And then you want to do the other one or not?
Oh, I also do Midnight Drive-In, which is I don't know, fucked up cult horror, whatever we feel like doing that week.
Well, it's an
podcast.
interesting take on, because I mean, everyone does. A lot of people do like horror podcasts or movie podcasts, but it's an interesting how you take two films though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like a drive-in. You got to come up with a good double feature.
Yep.
Get those cars in.
I'm amazed at, like, I follow Bryan on social media, and like every day Amazon delivers a DVD
Sure fucking
of
does.
something I've never fucking heard of before.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times I was like, I might watch that.
Right. Yeah.
But he doesn't call.
You are more than welcome to come over anytime and watch movies.
I would like to watch some fucked up B-movie horror movies for sure.
Oh, you just signed your death warrant.
No,
sir.
seriously. Anything to get away from my wife, I'll do it.
You can find that one at geeknerdery.com.
Yeah.
Midnight Drive-In, Challenged, both cool shows. If you like Bryan, you're going to love those. This pilot was the start of a very successful series, and it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Just a good old boy. Never meaning no harm. By the way, just so everybody knows, Waylon Jennings is awesome. Shooter Jennings is a fucking douchebag. If you know who Shooter Jennings is, fuck him in the asshole because he's a douchebag. That's his son. He's a douchebag. I fucking hate that guy.